History is long. It's a book with many chapters. This is our chapter. And that's what I see in the mural behind us. This is our chapter.
This is the Napa Auto Parts building, and this in no way advertises car parts. For any city representatives that are here today, this is not an advertisement.
Well, Jeremy was very instrumental on explaining what the trails were and what the experience they would like it to be, as far as for walkability, for tourists and things of that nature. Since we've always been in Napa, I think the only stipulation we said was, can it be something about cars and Kerrville, so that we're relevant as well as it being relevant to Kerrville. And he said, I have the perfect, picture that I want you to see.
And so this mural of Harry Dieter specifically takes an element of our history, quality of this town, which is our own history, and this character Harry Dieter, who represents us very well.
And of course it was the Dietrich, Harry in the car, the jalopy that he had made, and that was really cool because he was definitely one of the four fathers of the town, and so it just melded really well with, hey, we're Napa, and Harry had this affinity for making things and doing things on his own. So that was exactly what we wanted.
One is on the Napa building. It's Bill Tavis, who's an Austin artist who's amazingly talented,
and it tells the story of Harry Dieter in a way that hasn't been told before, using this artistic style that presents Harry in just a very unique, original way.
Specifically because it has a different perspective of where you sit, right? So instead of having your little bubble of, well, this is what it is and this is how I see things, it depends on where your bubble floats. So if you're right across the street, you get one particular picture. If you're a 45-degree angle from the north, you get another one, and you get a different one 30 degrees to the south. So it's an interesting picture that keeps talking as you move.
So my idea with the mural was to place him on a county road, as if he's driving into town on his homemade car. In my art, I like to play with perception, and I like to think that it brings the viewer into the creative process, because you're really completing the imagery in your mind, completing the illusion, and in a camera or from far away, you might see the landscape, and then from close up, you just see the lines.
By having this be like a cool mural that has some personality and it's a modern mural about, a historic figure, I think it can reach younger people, and people can say, well, what was so great about that guy? And learn a little bit, and you can be inspired. And then the great thing is that he went off and was very successful, and then he came back to Kerrville.
And so it tells Harry's story in a way where certain people who wouldn't otherwise care about Harry's story, it tells it in a way that they actually do want to listen. They actually do care, and it makes them appreciate Harry and a shared history that we all have in this community.
We gotta remember our history. It's very important. You forget that, you relive it, you make the same mistakes. We're learning that. The other one is Hand in Hand Creative, and they're out of Florida. Their process was a little different. They kind of just sat here and developed it over time and surprised us with an image. One, they ended up giving us 2 images, and the second one just radiated acceptance from everybody, even them. So it was, again, a collaborative effort of us telling them what our community is and what they need, what kind of positive influence we need in our community, and they just went back to the drawing board and erased what they'd done and just popped out this great idea that is a fabulous painting.
And then the mural on the Vocal building, which is inspired by a photograph that was captured on a farm in Kerr County, a working modern farm in Kerr County, of two little boys, brothers, cracking pecans. And the artists decided they were inspired by that photograph and that scene.
My dad told me it has grown on him as he has seen it. It change over and over the weeks. One image is of our family values. He sees his brother and him working and playing together here in Kerrville at an early age. Lee is the one in the maroon shirt. And you can see him here. He's got the maroon A&M jacket on. Family togetherness, which is a strong attribute to life of Kerrville then and now. And behind these walls today, after these years, he and his brother are still working and playing together every day, trust me.
So the artists used that photograph and that very organic scene, and were inspired by our own connection to nature through pecan trees and the way that pecans give us nourishment, give us food over and over again every year. We can count on that, and that is nature's connection to humans, and then humans' response to cultivate pecans and to cultivate nature and to really use nature and connect with it. So that story that the artists decided to tell is a part of our collective story that we don't necessarily recognize and that we don't necessarily tell. So now we all have that story to tell and that story to celebrate.